Have you ever spent an hour crafting the perfect caption only to delete it? Felt your heart pound because a project was 99% done, but not 100%? Scrolled through a feed and wondered, how is everyone else so put together? This isn't striving for excellence, this is perfectionism, and science tells us it's literally making us sick. A study from the University of Bath found that perfectionism is strongly linked to burnout, anxiety, and depression. The constant pressure to be flawless isn't a motivator. It's a cage. It tells us that we are only as good as our last mistake. But what if I told you that the key to true confidence, peace, and happiness isn't in achieving perfection, but in courageously embracing your beautiful, messy, imperfect self? This isn't just a motivational speech. This is a liberation. Today we're breaking free. Let's be clear. Perfectionism is a liar. It masquerades as a noble pursuit of excellence, but that's not its true nature. At its core, perfectionism isn't about the desire to perfect. It's about the paralyzing fear of being seen as. It's a defense mechanism, a heavy shield we carry to protect ourselves from judgment, shame, and failure. But this shield, meant to keep us safe, ends up imprisoning us, its weight measured in missed opportunities and the constant draining hum of anxiety. It's that relentless inner critic, the voice that whispers poison in our quietest moments. Don't even start, you'll never get it right. Who are you to even try this? If it's not flawless, they'll know you're a fraud. This voice doesn't want you to succeed. It wants you to stay small and safe, hidden from criticism. It convinces you that inaction is far safer than imperfect action. This leads to paralysis by analysis. A simple task like sending a follow-up email balloons into an hour-long ordeal. You write, delete, and rewrite every sentence, agonizing over tone and word choice. You're not just writing an email, you're trying to craft the email, an impossible standard that keeps you frozen, staring at a blinking cursor that seems to mock your indecision. In our hyper-connected world, perfectionism finds a powerful ally in the comparison trap. We scroll through social media, seeing a curated gallery of triumphs, promotions, perfect vacations, effortless successes. We instinctively measure our messy, behind-the-scenes reality against their polished highlight reels. This constant comparison leaves us feeling inadequate, perpetually behind in a race with no finish line. The science is clear. Researchers distinguish between healthy striving and toxic, maladaptive perfectionism. Studies confirm this maladaptive form is a primary driver of chronic stress, burnout, and anxiety disorders. It's not just in your head, it has real physiological consequences. If this sounds familiar, know this. You are not broken, and you are not alone. Understanding this liar for what it is the first step toward taking back your power. Letting go isn't about giving up, it's about letting in joy, creativity, and connection. Vulnerability, as researcher Brené Brown teaches us, is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome. Look at this. It's called Kintsugi. It's the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. The flaw isn't hidden, it's celebrated. It becomes the most beautiful part of the object's story. Your imperfections are your gold. They tell your unique story. We've explored the why behind perfectionism, and now it's time to get practical. This is where we move from theory to tangible action. Understanding is the first step, but practice is what creates real change. So let's dive into 3 powerful, accessible strategies you can start using today to reclaim your peace and embrace your authentic self. Our first strategy is about externalizing that relentless inner critic. Give that critical voice a silly, non-threatening name. Maybe it's Perfectionist Patricia, the nagging narrator, or Captain Catastrophe. The moment you say, "Oh, that's just Patricia trying to run the show again," you perform a powerful psychological maneuver. This is a technique known in therapy as cognitive diffusion. It creates distance. You are not the voice. You are the one hearing it. This simple act of naming separates your identity from the criticism, turning a menacing inner tyrant into a slightly annoying, predictable character. Once you've named it, you can talk back to it, but not with anger, with self-compassion. Ask yourself, would you ever speak to a dear friend the way your inner critic speaks to you? Of course not. So script a new response. When the voice says, "You're going to fail," you can reply, "Thanks for the concern, Patricia, but I'm choosing to focus on the effort, not the outcome. I've got this." This isn't about delusion. It's about choosing a more supportive and realistic inner dialogue. Next, let's redefine what done means. We often hear about the 80-20th rule or Pareto principle. 80% of results come from 20% of the effort. The flip side is the perfectionist's trap. Achieving that final 20% of perfection often consumes 80% of your time, energy, and sanity. This is the zone of diminishing returns, where you're polishing something that's already excellent at a huge personal cost. We need to shift our goal from 100% flawless to 85% excellent and finished. Ask yourself the crucial question, is perfect necessary here? Or is excellent and done infinitely better than perfect and perpetually in progress? LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman famously said, "If you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late." This is the mindset of progress over perfection. So, for your next task, try this. Get it to what you feel is 85% complete, and then stop. Ship it. Turn it in. Let it go. Celebrate the act of completion itself, not just the impossible standard of flawlessness. Our final practice is the ultimate antidote to the anxiety of perfectionism. Perfectionism lives in two places: anxiety about the future and regret about the past. The practice of mindfulness anchors you in the only place where perfectionism has no power, the present moment. And mindfulness isn't just sitting on a cushion to meditate. It's about bringing a curious, non-judgmental awareness to your everyday life. It's actively living in the now. So when you're eating, truly eat. Notice the colors, the textures, the symphony of flavors. Put your phone away. When you're walking, just walk. Feel the sensation of your feet on the ground, the air on your skin, the sounds of the world around you. This isn't about emptying your mind. It's about filling it with your present moment reality. When you feel that perfectionist spiral starting, try the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique. Pause. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This simple exercise hijacks the anxious thought loop and pulls you out of the abstract world of what-ifs and back into your body. Research shows that practices like these can literally reshape our brains, strengthening our centers for focus and emotional regulation. By pulling yourself out of the future and the past, the playground of perfectionism, you are laying a new neural pathway. This isn't a quick fix. It's the foundational work of building lasting emotional well-being and finding freedom in imperfection. Think about the most inspiring people you know. Are they perfect or are they authentic? They are the ones who own their stories, who aren't afraid to say, "I don't know," or "I messed up." Their vulnerability is their strength. It forges real connections. It allows for healing and personal growth. They found that true inner peace comes from accepting yourself, not from judging yourself. Your journey to true happiness doesn't begin at some distant finish line, after you've fixed every flaw. That's the arrival fallacy, a myth that keeps us perpetually striving. The real journey starts right now, with the radical decision that you are worthy of joy exactly as you are. Not when, not if, but now. This isn't about giving up. It's about giving in to the beautiful truth of your inherent worth. Think of your life like Kintsugi, the Japanese art of mending broken pottery with gold. The cracks aren't hidden, they're highlighted as a beautiful part of its history. Your struggles and mistakes, these are your golden seams. They tell the story of your resilience and your unique journey. Your imperfect life is a masterpiece in progress, made more valuable by the very things you once tried to hide. So I want to leave you with a mission, a practical step to dismantle the prison of perfectionism. Think of it as exposure therapy for your soul. Your mission is this: Intentionally make one small, beautiful mistake this week. The goal isn't to be careless. It's to prove to your anxious mind that the world won't end, that you are still worthy, and that there is freedom on the other side of fear. What could this look like? Send an email with a minor typo and resist the urge to correct it. Wear mismatched socks, a private act of rebellion. Try a new recipe and allow it to be a delicious mess. Sing off-key in the car, focusing on the feeling, not the performance. Post one photo on social media without a filter, letting your real self be seen. Each small act chips away at perfectionism's power, and as you do it, pause and feel the incredible power of letting go. Feel that knot of tension in your shoulders loosen. Notice the mental energy that is freed up when you're not constantly scanning for errors. This is the space where creativity and genuine connection can flourish. It's the breath you've been waiting to take. If this message resonated, I invite you to join us. First, subscribe and hit the bell. You're not just getting more content. You're joining a community of fellow imperfect humans choosing courage over conformity. Second, share this video with one person who needs to hear this. It's an act of compassion, a way of saying, I see you, and you are wonderfully human. And finally, drop a comment and tell us what beautiful mistake you're planning. Let's inspire each other. As we close, hold this truth close. The pursuit of perfection is an illusion that robs you of joy. Remember, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be whole. And wholeness includes the messy, the awkward, and the flawed. It's about embracing every single piece of your story. The beautiful truth is, you don't have to become whole. You already are. You.